Okay, so the next three videos will actually be a trilogy, three distinct parts of the same story. How do we grow the church? How do we attract young families and children? For this to happen, we need to have three distinct pieces in place, and we need to have all three. If we're missing any one of these pieces, then we're not going to grow. These three pieces that need to be in place are marketing, hospitality, and retention. Now, it might break your hearts to hear this, but the truth is, all three of these pieces are missing at Windermere Union Church. You're not missing one of them, you're missing all three of these pieces. Now, the bad news is that you're missing all three pieces. The good news is just imagine what can happen when we put all three pieces in place. Now, the one that probably stings the most for Windermere Union Church is to hear about hospitality. You're thinking probably that your new pastor has lost his mind. I mean, how can the new pastor say that the Windermere Union Church is missing hospitality? Hasn't he seen our warm and friendly church? Hasn't he seen the passing of the peace? We give multiple hugs and we greet everyone. We are a very loving congregation. Well, this is very true, but being a loving and friendly congregation is not the same as hospitality. Certainly, of course, it's part of it. It's hard to provide hospitality and be mean and nasty at the same time, but there are many other specific intentional aspects that goes into hospitality. But first, this video is actually going to be over marketing. Remember, it's a three-headed beast: marketing, hospitality, and retention. We'll talk more about hospitality in our next video. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to do this first because it's first in the process. First, we have to reach people outside the church through many different channels to attract them to our church. Second is hospitality, and it's the hospitality they receive once they come to the church, but they can't come to the church unless they know the church exists. And then third, after they have been marketed, they come to the church, they find the hospitality at the church, then the third is connecting them into the church life so they have a sense of belonging. Now, although marketing may be the first in this process, it should actually be the last of the three to implement. It's not that we should avoid marketing now. I encouraged us to do marketing for Easter and Palm Sunday. But we need to put time and energy into hospitality and retention first. We really need to have those pieces in place before others come to the church. We want to do marketing for people to come to a church that's ready to greet them in a very hospitable way. Now, why do I call it marketing? As a church, shouldn't we be focused on evangelism or outreach or anything else that sounds more churchy? Personally, I like calling it what it is. We are marketing the church. This is not a dirty word. When we think of evangelism, we think of going door to door and handing out those tracts. And we think of the old-fashioned, bring a friend Sunday, and we do all those churchy ways of bringing people into church. We exist in the year 2023. We have a product to promote, namely Windermere Union Church. And we need to use the same marketing tools that anyone else uses to promote their product. Now, I've heard Pastor Luis stress this to this church about Facebook marketing, online marketing. This is the place where people are gathering, Luis reminds us. He is completely correct. A massive part of our effort must be online marketing. I'm working with our tech team to do many different things along these lines, at least setting the groundwork for it, to take our website to the next level. There are several important improvements that need to be made just to the website that will be made over the next few weeks and months. In today's world, if anyone is ever thinking of attending a church, they're going to the Facebook page or the website first to learn more about that church. If anyone has been visiting our church for any length of time and they want to get more information about how to get more involved in the church, They're going to go to the Facebook page and the website for information. To attract people online, we need to spend money. So how much money do we need to spend? Well, here's the short answer. You're not going to like it, but here's the short answer. The more we spend, the more people we can reach. With that said, online marketing is relatively cheap. We can spend modest amounts of money and attract people, but we need to do this consistently. So even if we're talking about modest amounts of money times 52 weeks a year adds up to a significant line item in the budget. A very important part of online marketing, though, is going to be you. The most active that you can be on our Facebook page, on our website, especially the Facebook or any social media, is going to help our church, and that's free. You engaging in our Facebook page is free. Like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. So you can do those reactions, hit the heart, hit the thumbs up, whatever it is. Hit those things and hit them often. Comment, talk on the page, create a conversation, share it to your page or share it wherever you can share it. Share it with a friend that you think might like it. Any of this, all of this is helping the page. Especially if you see some people who are engaging with our Facebook page and maybe someone you've never heard their name before commented on the post. These are our digital visitors. Greet them as if you would greet a visitor in church. Show them love. React positively to their comments. Give them a thumbs up, give them a heart, whatever it is. Love their comment and then reply with words of love to their comment. They're our digital visitors. Let them know what a loving church we are through the digital format so they know come and see in person. You can help this church grow simply by spending a few minutes each day engaging with our Facebook page. Not that private one we have. It serves its purpose, but the purpose of that page is not reaching out. By definition, private. You need to make sure you're on our public Facebook page and doing all the stuff we've just talked about. Now add to the cost of online marketing, the paid marketing, all of your free stuff that you'll be doing with the like, comments, and sharing the posts. We're going to add to that online marketing the cost of other channels of marketing. Other channels tend to cost more money than online marketing, maybe even have slightly less effect than online marketing. But we need to do all forms of advertising. The other forms of advertising should not be neglected just because online is maybe a little cheaper and even a little bit more effective, especially young families and children, as far as reaching that demographic. We do need the other channels of marketing as well. It's an all of the above approach. Now, here's a comment I've made to the church on several occasions, at least to small pockets of people I've been talking to in different occasions. I'm going to make this comment again on this video, but you need to promise me. Take this comment with a grain of salt. This comment I'm about to make is intended for food for thought. This church has tried to attract children and young families the same way that all other small churches have tried and failed. You've hired a Pied Piper. This is actually a common terminology amongst ministers. We kind of laugh and snicker when we talk about the Pied Piper effect in churches. This is when a small church hires a youth or a young adult or young family minister and assume that this young person will then somehow magically attract young families to the church. This rarely ever works, if ever. It never works. That's my bold statement. You do get a slight bump. So maybe when you look past, you go, oh, well, we got a little bump when they were there. Yeah, you got a slight bump, sure. A few more people came, a few more families. But it's usually a slight bump, and it's an unsustainable bump. That's why it's just a bump, not really church growth. Now, I'm not against a youth or young family minister at all. Let me make that clear. I am not against having and hiring and partnering with a youth and family minister. But try this one on for food for thought. A minister for young adult families would cost around $45,000. I think that was what you had in your line item or something around there. But let's use $45,000. Now ask yourself this question. Just ask yourself this question. Over a 12-month period, a 1-year period for that $45,000 would cost. Over a 12-month period, what will bring in more young families to the church? Hiring a minister of young families for $45,000 for 1 year, or investing $45,000 in a massive marketing campaign for 1 year. Just imagine a $45,000 marketing campaign and what that would do to attract young families. Now, remember, I'm not suggesting turning our back on the idea of hiring a youth minister or young family minister or whatever we want to title this position to be. And I'm not at all suggesting that we spend $45,000 on a marketing campaign. But I am trying to get us to think differently. What is our goal? And how are we going to get there? What if we laid the foundation and worked for our church's hospitality and retention, so we're ready for people to come in? So we're laying the foundation with the hospitality and retention we'll talk about in the next 2 videos. Then come late this summer, in late summer through the fall up until Christmas, we engage in those 4 months or so in a very aggressive marketing campaign, where we spend some serious money through the end of the year. During this time, your new minister, that's me, along with all of you, everyone in the church working together, we will be the ministers for these young families. We will care for these young families. We will create programs and ideas and things for them to do between the summer and December. Then maybe in 2024, we can talk about hiring a minister for these young families. Only now we'll actually have enough young families for this new staff member to actually minister to. This will also give us time to structure a clear expectation and job description for this new minister. This new minister will not only have then a solid base of families that we drew in over the fall up to Christmas, but will able then to provide this new minister a clear roadmap to build on the success that we've already initiated. The bottom line is, we cannot grow the church if people don't know we exist. Having a young adult or youth minister will not attract new families. It will not attract new families. Now, this minister will help with the retention of families we attracted through other channels. Young families will be more likely to stay at the church if we have a young minister who will help facilitate ministries and programs for these young families. The main way to attract people to this church, plain and simply, is marketing, marketing, marketing. And yes, this will cost money, money, money. Having a family minister means nothing if people outside the church don't know we have programming for young families. They have to find out somehow. Marketing, marketing, marketing. How will people outside the church know that we even have a young minister and that we've hired someone to be a minister specifically for young families? How will people outside the church know that we've done that? Marketing, 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 which will take money, money, money. Now, I'll close with this little thought. Another area of marketing that we've not talked about yet is the preschool itself. This is an untapped area with a great deal of potential. Marketing into this community, a community that already exists on our property, will cost very little money. It might cost some money, but very little relatively. Even though our relationship with the preschool fits in with the marketing campaign that we're talking about in this video, I'm going to save the whole preschool conversation for another video. There's so much to be said about this preschool, so many ideas that are already in the works and being talked about ideas that we have. It's going to take a whole video of its own just to talk about preschool and how we can draw from that and partner with that. So I'll create that video at a later date. But first, I got to do marketing, and then next is hospitality, and then retention. First, let me summarize this video. Here's the summary of this video. Marketing, marketing, marketing. Money, money, money. So let's go out there. Let's get a constant stream of visitors into our church every single Sunday. But before we bring all these visitors in, let's do the work that needs to be done to improve our hospitality and retention.